Mama, mama, can't you see?
Mama, mama, can't you see?
What this army's done to me?
What this army's done to me?
Mama, mama, can't you see?
Mama, mama, can't you see?
What this army's done to me?
What this army's done to me?
Hello, everybody. It's been a while. I know it's been a while. But today we have Julian Rodriguez with us. He is one of the co-founding members of Veteran Effect. Been a little MIA the last couple of years, but he's back with us strong. How you doing today, Julian?
Doing pretty good. How you doing, V?
Pretty good, pretty good. Now, you want us to call you want us to go by your military name, go Rod, or you want to stick with Julian? What do you want?
Whatever works for you.
Well,
I say because it's just easier for me. Like, it's hard for me to say. You don't want me to say Frank, so it's like real hard to say Francisco.
No, V's cool. I'm good with V on here. It's all good.
Yeah, I'm good with Rod.
All right, we'll stick with Rod.
Julian, Rico Papi, you know. I live in Puerto Rico.
The Puerto Rican grandfather. There you go. There you go.
Yeah, the Puerto Rican Drake. You know what I mean? 50 years from now.
I hear it. Well, so let's go through these list of questions that I do with everybody and stuff, and then we'll get into our conversation. How about that?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so first off, when did you join?
2007, February 21st.
And you joined the Army. What made you join?
Then?
Yeah.
Like what I thought made me join?
Yeah, what made you join?
I just didn't want to go to college.
You didn't want to go to college. So it was college or?
I didn't want to live at home. So I guess I could have sold drugs, but I didn't want to do that either. I wanted to do something legal and leave my house, basically.
Oh, okay, so it was a means to get on your own.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. How'd you pick your job? Well, what job did you have and how'd you pick it?
So when I went to the Mets to pick the jobs, like, you know, they make you take the ASVAB.
Yeah.
The recruiter, you know, they're like car salesmen. So he's like, bro, you blew it out the water. I don't know what my score was. It wasn't that good. I found out later on. But it was pretty good for Puerto Rico because I enlisted from Puerto Rico. So out here, they don't speak English. Yeah. You know what I mean? Not like that, not like me. So taking the test for them is very difficult. For me, it was simple, right? So like the recruiter's like, oh my God, where's this guy come from? So anyway, he tells me, UVA, whatever you want. So I get over there and they start offering me like jobs that I thought were like, I mean, I was a 17-year-old guy. Like I wanted to do cool shit. I didn't want to be a cook or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
that's what they were offering, like parachute rigger. And I was like, man, that does sound kind of cool. But at the end, I was just like, I don't like any one of these jobs. But they were trying to push them. They were like, oh, it's one of these. You got, and I was like, okay, so I'm just going to leave. How about that? And they were like, no, blah, blah, blah. And they didn't believe me. And I left. And the recruiter calls me like, yo, what happened? I was like, bro, your guy, because the recruiter wasn't there. I was like, yo, you do wildin'. You told me I could have whatever I wanted. Like, they over here offering me cook and parachute rigger. Like, none of that sounds fun to me. And then they were like, all right, blah, blah, blah. They took me to the first sergeant. And he was like, what do you want to do? I was like, bro, I don't know. It's your job.
Oh, yeah, I'm 17. If I knew what I wanted to do, I wouldn't be joining the Army, would I?
Exactly. I said, I don't know what I want. And for whatever reason, they just threw up this, how about this 97 Echo? I was like, what is that? And it was like, they showed me the video. It was that old school ass video where it was like Vietnam era shit, but like they were like, it was like 1999. So I was like, oh, this sounds cool. They were like interrogations and source operations. And I was like, oh, shit, this sounds cool. And then when I said that, like the recruiter was like, here we go. Yeah, this is cool. This is like James Bond. Anyway, I was like, well, this is intelligence. And they offered me like 5 Gs, I think, or 4 Gs. And at that point, I just really wanted to go because I wanted to join. Like, I bluffed them. Like, I left, but I was going to join.
You was just playing your card.
So I was like, I'm joining, but I was just playing them. So anyway, I enlisted for that. They gave me the money. They gave me like $60,000 for college. I was like, fuck it. 5 years. I'm in there, and I didn't leave for 3 months though. I signed my paperwork in November, and I was on the delayed entry program for like 3 months
So you dipped
till
in.
February, and then that was it. That's how I chose my MOS. Came 35 Mike.
Yeah. And then where'd you go to basic?
Fort Sill, Oklahoma.
Fort Sill, Oklahoma.
Home of the artillery.
Home of the artillery. All right. And then next question is duty stations, deployments, all that fun mess.
Oh, okay. So I went to Fort Sill, then I went to Fort Huachuca for AIT. Then I went to Japan. While I was in Japan, I went to the Philippines and Korea, and then and Hawaii. And I left Japan and went to Fort Drum, New York, home of the light infantry. And then I got out. That was it. That was the end of the tour.
No, it's not the end of the story. It's the start of the story.
Well, I mean, the end of my service. Like, after Fort Drum, that's it. I got out.
Okay. You did all in all how many years?
5 years, 9 months, 3 days, 4 hours, and 62 minutes. But who's counting?
Yeah, it's not like you were salty or anything.
Nah. Wasn't upset at all. I got excitement. That's what it was. I was so excited every minute I was in. I was like, yes.
You counted every second of it. So, that's funny. You were re-enlisted, right?
Yeah, I did re-enlist one time right after I got back from the Philippines. And re-enlisted to stay in Japan, basically, for an extra year. And that's all I got out of it, actually. I didn't even get money or anything. I just got to stay there 1 year.
Yeah. So just a little backstory. Me and Rod here met in AIT in Huachuca. And why don't you tell the story of how we met?
I met one of your friends that came from your Leavenworth, or not Leavenworth, Leonardwood. So basically in Leavenworth, the reason you weren't there was because you had got in trouble.
Yeah.
And you stayed back. So I met him, and anyway, so like when you got there, it was like at night, and I had already become comfortable with the fact that this wasn't basic training anymore. It only took a week. Oh, shit. And you was on that basic training shit. And your boy was like, oh, this is my boy, V, Francisco. I was like, yo, what's good, bro? You trying to go smoke a cigarette? And you looked at me like, you said that out loud. I was like, bro, it's cool. This is AI. Welcome.
Yeah.
This is where your paycheck starts mattering.
Yeah.
Like, this is where the paychecks are easy.
Yeah. No, so a little backstory on that. In AIT, I had gotten Article 15 for smoking half a cigarette and then having the integrity to snitch on myself because somebody else snitched on the group. So I just said, okay, yeah, I admitted to it. So I got held back 2 weeks. They took 14 days of my life, 14 days of my pay, and yeah, good times.
So basically, you met me, and I was literally the person, not literally, but like figuratively, maybe. No, that's not the right word either. Anyway, you had just got in trouble for smoking a cigarette, and here I come, offer you a motherfucking cigarette.
And the friendship started.
And that's how it all started.
Yeah.
It all went downhill from there.
And then we got sent to Japan together. And then from there, yeah, that's when we got real tight.
Yeah, because we weren't that cool at AIT.
Huh?
Like we were cool. We weren't that cool. Like as cool as we got in Japan.
Yeah, no, like we were cool. We knew each other. We hung out. Everybody hung out together. I mean, it was a big ass fucking barracks, of course. Fucking 40 guys. You with your fucking road guard vest.
Walk around butt naked.
Or I go around butt naked with a road guard vest. So whenever I tell that story, guys, if you know me, I always mention stories about living with other men. He's the one that was walking around with just nothing but a fucking road guard vest on, literally.
I was actually running.
Yes, to be exact.
I think I had a PT job on.
Did you? So. Were you this hickey that tackled the fucking mattress naked, right?
The what?
They remember when they were tackling mattresses naked, and I think Hickey came out of the shower and just dropped trout and fucking tackled the mattress.
Oh yeah.
Fucking idiots, man.
We used to do some wild.
That's what happens when you get 50 guys all trying to be alpha male personalities with fucking a lot of testosterone going on, a lot of gay shit, testing the limits. You would think
the first gay dude, like, figured out he was gay. Yeah. It was just all the guys were doing gay shit, but then afterwards it was like, all right, let's go get some girls. And there was one dude in the back like, why?
Yeah, this shit's wild, man. People don't believe me when I tell the stories and shit, and they're like, I told them that time about O'Connor when he laid a snake pretty much on my forehead. He was, you know how we have the bunks, right? And you have somebody above you.
Mm-hmm.
So I am chilling, reading a book and shit, back when I used to read all the time. And out of the side of my thing, I noticed something flopping. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, Connor, what are you doing? And it's just fucking swinging. And he's like, what's up, dude? He's completely butt naked talking to the dude above me on the fucking... And you know, Connor's a big 6'8" motherfucker that used to play baseball for the Yankees and was it the Marlins?
The D-League, yeah.
Yeah. And so he was tall that was uncomfortable.
Yeah. You learn how to be uncomfortable in the Army, though, right? Like,
yeah.
That's one of the good things about the Army. Like, in all kinds of aspects. Like, dicks in your face, rain, bullets getting shot over your head. Like, all that shit, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, all that shit.
But it does make for good stories later on.
It does. It does make for good drinking stories, man. It's an experience unlike anything other.
It also confirms you're not gay in an unbiased way.
Yeah. Nobody can ever really say.
You just stood there and just been like, "Oh, this is a free show."
Right?
Like, fuck yeah. Yeah, of course, right?
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, if it was a woman doing the same exact thing, maybe pretend, right? You wouldn't be like, yo, get that thing on my face. You'd be like,
nah, like, what's up, girl? How you doing?
That's what you're working with.
Yeah, nah. It's an interesting fucking experience. You meet all kinds of people from different walks of life and shit.
Racist?
Oh.
Like real life racist.
Yes, like legitimate, never seen a brown person in their life racist. I got called.
Like they walk around with red hats nowadays.
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
I remember Reception. In Reception was the first time I experienced it, and I used to have this thing where if anybody called me a spick, I would flip the fuck out. And now it doesn't matter. Elevate your consciousness, right? But I would flip the fuck out, and this dude did it to me 3 times, and I tried to fight him every fucking time, but everybody kept pulling me back. But by the end of basic, he was like a good friend of mine. I don't remember his name, so he wasn't that good, but it was crazy. You just see how everything changes inside of fucking 10 weeks.
Yeah, you become different. Everyone becomes a different person. Like, and the ones that don't, like, you see them break in front of you.
Mm-hmm. Those are the people that try to kill themselves.
Breaks.
Everybody breaks, yeah, but some break harder.
Yeah, but because some fight it.
Yeah. You just gotta accept the big green weenie and keep going.
Basically, is what it is. You just gotta buy into the whole shebang. Like, it might take you, I think it was like, at first, probably like 2 weeks, 3 weeks for me. I was like, still trying to be a civilian. But after like 4 weeks, after like running and going land nav and the guns, like, you just start getting into it.
Yeah.
And you start chanting, like, and then the cadences and shit, and you like killing, talking about murdering, and you're like, you just into it for real. Like, it sounds bad, right?
What makes the grass grow?
Blood. Blood drill sergeant. That shit was so crazy.
Yeah, the complete psychological mindfuck that they do to you. It's awesome.
Yeah.
And some people,
And the way they do it is they strip you of any identity.
yeah, exactly. You're not you anymore.
And if you try to be you, they destroy you.
Yeah.
You think you have a girlfriend. She's getting banged by Jody. And we're going to sing about it every morning. I didn't have a girl, so I was good. But the ones that did it, like, even in my head, I was like, man. I was like, yo, what's my mom doing? Like, I was confused. I was trying to think of somebody. I was like, oh, shit. Is anybody going to be there for me when I get back?
And the weird thing is that's how they motivate you. Like, it's a song while you're running to keep your breathing going right, and they're just fucking degrading you. And you don't even think about it like that. You get motivated by it. It's weird.
Yeah, you realize afterwards. Like, I was watching Neil deGrasse Tyson, and he was talking about, like, that the military, the reason why they always throw in their weapons is so, like, in case of a situation, like, where they lose it or whatever, or it falls, they're able to grab it. Like, just having good dexterity, I guess is the word, with the weapon.
Yeah.
And he said he would do his phone or whatever. He'd, like, flip his phone through his hand. I don't know if it works the same way, but I didn't think about it. But then when he said that, I was like, that's what the fuck we were tossing them bitches and moving and here and holding it. And that's what we were doing it for. I was like, okay, that makes sense. I was like, if the drill sergeant would have just told me that, I'd have been like, oh, okay, that makes more sense. Drill sergeant, thank you.
Yeah, but he can't tell you that. He has to show you because he goes to the lowest common denominator. We have to show it Barney style.
Yeah.
No,
and be like, what are you is retarded, and we're teaching to that level.
Yeah.
Like,
and you know what?
what are you just really has that as that?
That's one of those things that stuck with me, man. I was so on the side now. I know I haven't talked to these guys in a long time, but on the side, I have a business where I do restaurant consultant, small business consultant, and they have me tasked out right now to go set up a bar for a new restaurant. And I was talking to the guys, and I'm like, look, I know you have 20 years experience. I know you got 17. I know you got 10. You guys have been doing this for a while. I get it. But I'm going to explain this Barney style because I never want you guys to understand or ever ask, hey, you didn't tell me that or you didn't let me know. And it's like, that's the basis. You teach to the dumbest person just so that everybody gets it.
And it's easier for everyone to digest. People are not as smart as they think. Or we are not as smart as we think. It's pretty good because I'm people. Like, you know what I mean? Like, people, we tend to think that we're a little smarter than we are.
I think it comes to an age you have to come to this place where you realize that you know nothing. Oh shit! Hold on, we're breaking up. You there?
You get it? Yeah.
Okay, hold on. We didn't get anything you said. The connection. Okay, good. I can edit that out, I think. If not, I'll just leave it. We're not professionals.
Nah, yeah.
But
as soon as I get everything up and running over there, then they'll be a lot better, I think.
Yeah. So to add to that, to comment on that, Rod's going to be on the podcast a lot more. He'll be doing some by himself as well, doing interviews and stuff like that. I'd say get used to his ugly, beautiful face, but you can't see it right now. But yeah, so that's coming for you guys too. So there'll be a lot more content coming out. But yeah, man.
Yeah. You remember what we were saying before we got cut off?
I was talking about how I laid it down Barney style for the guys, and that just something that kind of stuck with me. You always teach to the lowest person in the room, so everybody gets it.
Yeah. It's always the best way. I mean, and like I was saying, I think was that not everyone's as smart as they think they are.
Yeah, that too.
So sometimes, you know, it's just best. I mean, I like everything easy style, personally.
Yeah.
I'm American.
Yeah, I feel it.
You know what I mean?
You chilling in Puerto Rico right now with no water. Easy.
For real. Well, I do have water. Let's just clarify. I just don't have it for 24 hours, and then I do have it for 24 hours. It's every 24 hours.
Damn, that's tough, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. I mean, we were not, you know, so.
Yeah. You've gone a month without taking a shower before, so.
Yeah. And, you know, one day without a shower is not the end of the world, you know. Get a little rag, put a little soap on it, put a little water, pass it around your body. basically the same thing.
He's like, this was a Tuesday in the Army. What the fuck are you talking about?
Exactly. This is a Tuesday regularly. I'm like, I ain't trying to shower today. That. Tired.
Nasty
Gotta go to
bastard.
sleep. Nah, but yeah, it's not that bad. The hardest part is the kitchen. Washing dishes without like water is a little difficult. Without running water, I guess I should say, because I do have water.
It's paper plates, bro. Paper plates.
Oh yeah, I could use paper plates. I mean, I don't even use that many plates,
Yeah.
to be honest. I just have one plate. I'm a minimalist.
Yeah, you are. You showed us your apartment. It is minimal.
Bro, you should have seen it before. I had all I really own, like the most thing that I have is books. I have like a lot of books, probably like 100 books. And so what I did was I shipped them over here from where I came from, and what I did was I took the boxes and I left the books right in the boxes, and I used them as like a bookcase. So I flipped the box over so the opening side was facing out, and I put the books like a library would in the opening, and I had like 7 boxes throughout my living room, like different sizes, different lengths, with all books on there. That was the extent of my my decorations.
Nice.
I got Muhammad Ali in my gym. Bought like a $3 painting. I just threw it on the wall.
Nice.
Keeps me disciplined.
Okay.
That's about it, bro. I travel light. That's why I'm able to move to Puerto Rico and just be chilling for 8 months.
Yeah, no, definitely. Travel light, live light.
I also don't have any kids or a spouse.
Yeah, those damn things, right?
Yeah, those things are pesky.
They're expensive.
Very expensive.
Yeah. But they...
You'd be surprised the amount of weed you could smoke when you don't have kids.
Oh, man. That's funny.
Nah. But yeah, so I don't have that either. So I don't have a lot of... I'm a minimalist in the physical, but I'm also a minimalist in like philosophy, if you will. So I try to keep a little bit of everything. Important things, you know what I mean?
No, definitely.
I still got that $2 from when we went to the strip club.
You still got that?
That was a vital night in my life.
Dude, that $2, you'll always be rich.
I realized that I hadn't seen a pair of boobs in a long time.
Yeah, you gotta every once in a while see a pair of boobs.
Yeah, it's important. It's vital for a man.
Yeah.
I think it really is.
Yeah.
I'm not even joking.
Get your testosterone going. I'm telling you.
I would imagine it's healthy for you to see boobs.
Yeah, well, I think it's more of the human interaction, but yeah, you could reduce it down to boobs.
in a safe environment and, all kinds of good.
Yeah.
But, like, let's get out of this subject.
Please.
Before we
Some of us do have kids, and they happen to be girls, so, yeah.
I know, so I'm going to have to be the degenerate. Great.
You are. You always have been.
That's true.
What do you do?
But I'm a respectful
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about who Rod was.
What?
Who Rod was. Not who Rodriguez was. Not who Julian Rodriguez was. Who was Rod? Can you give the listeners a little taste of who Rod was?
Well, you could probably give a better taste because that guy only came out when I was blackout drunk. Or almost there. So I was like, I don't remember much of that guy. I remember what people have told me about him.
He's like that friend that's never there. Like he's a group friend, but you've never met him.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Like I was like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. It was 2 people.
So in Japan, the legal drinking age is 18. So you have a fresh 18-year-old soldier drinking with people that have been drinking for a few years. And he would try to hang with everybody. I don't even know if he was trying to hang. He was just drinking all he could drink. And he would get belligerently drunk. And Rod is one of like the nicest guys you'll ever meet. He's very thoughtful, very caring, very considerate. But once Rod comes out, his alter ego, he is cutthroat. I guess you could call it. Would be a good way to describe him. Cutthroat. He gives a fuck about nobody except for his little brother.
Yeah, that was some wild times.
Yeah. It actually became a verb. I don't know anybody that could say that their name became a verb, but there was people in other units saying, "Hey, don't go all Rod on me, man." Like, yeah. And
spouses and shit were using it.
Oh yeah.
To their husbands and shit. They'd be like, "Don't be Rod out there." What? What do you mean?
Wait, who's Rod?
It became to be known as just drunk, like blackout drunk.
Yeah, pretty much. That was what it was synonymous with.
In your own way. My way was, wild. Other people's ways were crying.
Yeah, some people cried, some people pissed themselves, some people got DUIs coming home from the club that was 2 blocks away. It came at different ways.
Some people argue with Japanese police officers.
What the fuck was I thinking? Trying to hand my ID to you and then you to them and then hand it back to me. That shit happened like 3 times in a row.
Remember the time we destroyed that train? We should be good, right? We probably won't get arrested for this.
Nah, I think the statute of limitations and language barrier might help us out. I don't know.
We destroyed it. Remember that shit? We destroyed it.
You know,
we would have went to jail.
You know whose fault that was?
I don't remember. Me?
No. Bonilla.
Oh. What did he do?
He made that shit called suicide.
Oh, yeah. I remember that. Bonilla never drank. Bonilla had like maybe 7 drinks in the entire lifetime. I had 7 drinks the first time we met.
He had like a bottle of 151 on deck always. And always dancing, pretending like he's drinking from it, and never took a swig.
Never.
Because he would have had to been the drunkest of us all, and I'd never seen him drunk.
And he danced so much because he did drink. Because it's not that he didn't drink.
Yeah.
But he had like a drink every time we had 2 or 3, and he was dancing the whole time. So he was just sweating that shit out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, he made that drink. I don't even remember what's in it, but it was not healthy at all. It was all alcohol.
It was like 151 and I don't even know.
It was like
you didn't ask him?
Nah, I didn't ask him. I should have asked him. I did have him on, huh? Yeah. Yeah, no, man. That shit was dangerous for your health.
I never drank it again. I drank it like once. The first time, I was like, all right, cool. And then after that, he used to get everyone with that.
Yeah, no, I just drank it that first night too. He made it, and that's when we broke the train.
It was like, what do you be like? You want me to make you a drink? Everybody be like, nah. He gets that one person like, yeah, sure. Like,
good luck.
Have fun with that.
Yeah, man, that was.
I mean, it didn't taste good. It didn't taste good.
No,
like,
that's why he called it a suicide.
It was Incredible Hulk with 151. It was something like that. He mixed
Captain Morgan Select, some pineapple juice, some orange juice, and then there's got to be one more liquor involved. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Bonilla was a wild man.
Yeah, all in a 16-ounce solo cup, and the juice was nominal.
We used to get drunk. Remember when we used to drink and play Madden?
Oh, our Madden tournaments? Yeah, that was. I think you got into a fight one time at a Madden tournament.
I did? I got in a fight. Boy, you should have been like, remember that time you didn't start trouble when you got drunk?
Yeah. That's funny.
What was the fight?
It was with one of the privates. You guys were doing like combatives. It was after you got back from PI. We were doing combatives and shit, and then you got pissed off because he did something you didn't want him to do, or I don't know.
Oh, no, it was Hanson.
Hanson?
Yeah, you remember Hanson, the wild guy, the one that like destroyed the office with the bat.
Yeah, Hanson was the only dude that probably scared me.
You know what? Hanson was a wild man, but like he was like a legit, like you got him. You know what I mean? Like you.
Yeah, he was
you
cool.
You had to fuck with him, or he was gonna be some wild shit happening. Like he wasn't like
you bought him a candy bar.
Hiding.
Yeah, you cool.
But
with
he
him.
bit me. and I started punching him.
Ah, is that what happened? Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Because I had him in a move or something, and he was like trying to get out.
Yeah,
I mean, I wasn't good.
Yeah.
Neither was he. We didn't know what we were doing. I was probably got him in a move up steak.
And then you guys were drunk, too, so...
I was probably just excited, like, oh, shit, I got it off. And he bit me, and then I punched him. But he was cool. We never had beef after that.
Yeah. Yeah, Hanson was the guy that walked into S1 with a lighter and a can of lighter fluid and said, "Give me my fucking BAH, or I'm burning this down."
And he meant it.
Oh, he 100% meant it.
That's an act, right? It's got to be.
No, I don't know how he wasn't in fucking Leavenworth after that.
A federal building? Like, you can't do that.
I'm pretty sure that was a felony.
Just saying it, I think, is a felony. Like, actually doing it.
That's mass murder and destruction of government property. And nothing happened to him. He got like an Article 15 or some shit. That's it.
He got his BAH. I know that.
He did get his BAH. It was an effective tactic.
And then he came in, remember, with the bat and destroyed the office because he wanted to go back to the human platoon.
Oh, yeah. That motherfucker was crazy, dude.
That dude was wild, bro.
Yeah, because he was in Ops. Yeah, I remember.
He's a wild man.
Yeah, he didn't give a fuck.
Nah, that goes back to that theme of, like, the people that you meet in there. It's like some crazy people.
Yeah.
And then everyone's at different ages and shit.
Different ages, different intelligences, different everything. It's crazy. And then you see them grow later on in life. And, like, even with you, man, you was a young buck, didn't know his ass from his fucking face.
I still don't know my ass from my face. But now I don't know my ass from my face.
But now that you know, you don't know it. There you go.
Yeah. Back then, not only did I not know that, I thought I had a really nice face.
You believed it. Oh, man. Yeah.
I was an 18-year-old, bro. I didn't have a dad growing up. Like, I was wild. I'm surprised that I made it this far. Like, sometimes I look back at my life and I'm like, I'm surprised I'm not in jail. I'm surprised I don't have children. I'm surprised I didn't hurt someone. You know what I mean?
I'm sure you hurt some people.
Well, yeah, I definitely hurt some people.
Yeah.
Feelings.
Yeah, okay.
I don't think I hurt too many people physically.
A few.
Maybe a few.
Yeah. Well, and then you got hurt a few times, too. Remember that one where you got fucking cut in the eye by Rufino?
Yeah.
After getting punched in the eye by the big-ass fucking Brazilian dude?
That shit was so crazy.
You were the only one that got fucked up out of everybody?
Of course. That was one of those nights where we were, like, not super drunk. Like,
No, we weren't. But we were deep.
It was the beginning of the night, too.
Huh?
It was the beginning. Like, it wasn't even late, like, deep into it or nothing. It was, like, at 2 o'clock in the morning.
It was
Japan and Tokyo. That's nothing.
Yeah, no, it wasn't late at all.
And I got a cut on above my eye. And then, remember we were telling the story? And the captain came up to me.
Yeah.
And he was just telling the story. And he was like, "Yo, what the hell is wrong with you guys? Why are you talking about that?" Like, we were talking about in uniform in the middle of, like, the office.
I think,
It was so crazy.
Yeah, man.
Remember?
And they called us out in fucking formation and shit. And they were like, well, at least you guys were fighting together.
Yeah, that's what it was. Because, I mean, it was it's a military, I guess, mindset where they were like, boys are going to be boys. Nobody went to jail. Nobody's dead. His eye's not that bad. Don't do this anymore. Glad that you guys didn't. Because we didn't start it.
No,
Remember?
that was the one. Yeah, that was one of them we didn't start. Some dude grabbed Stokes' girl's hand and shit hella hard. And she, like, yanked it away. And then you being fucking Captain Mr. Protector was like, yo, just back up, right? And his homeboy behind him didn't take too well to that and fucking decked you over his shoulder. And then I Supermaned into that dude, put him to sleep.
You did to him what he did to me, but way better.
Yes.
Like,
No, I slept that motherfucker.
I don't even think I said.
I slept that motherfucker. And then I kind of blacked out. And if you hear Bonilla tell the story, Bonilla said that, because he was watching the whole thing. He didn't fight. He was on stage with your ex and his ex and shit. But he said I jumped up, we were fighting, and I suplexed somebody and got up and started fucking dancing, and then started throwing punches again. That shit was wild, yo.
They shut down the whole club. Remember, that was the only time I saw them turn on the lights.
Yeah, it was. They turned on the lights and shut down the club, and then we all went up there and somehow ended up fighting some fucking Navy cats.
Yeah, we ended up fighting Navy somehow. I don't even know how that.
And then
I really don't know how I made it this far.
Yeah, I don't know. And that's the night that I was talking to Japanese cops drunk, giving you my ID.
Oh, yeah. I was trying to act all cool. I was like, dog, we don't say nothing to the police.
Fuck the police.
We don't talk to y'all.
Yeah.
And you don't speak English, and I don't speak Japanese. They're like, what are you saying to us? We want to understand you. I don't want to talk to you. You get it?
That's crazy, man.
It is crazy, bro. We had great trucking times.
Yeah.
Miss those times, you know?
Yeah, definitely. And I think that's a big thing. A lot of people, when they get out, they fucking miss the camaraderie.
Yeah, I think that's, they give you a lot of stuff when you leave, because I don't want to bash the Army, because they do try to help you. They honestly do.
Yeah,
I mean, I went through at least 10 different classes. They gave me 19 different booklets about how to start a business and how to get a job, how to do a resume. So they did a lot. But what they didn't let me know was that I was going to have a giant fucking emotional void that needed to be filled.
Yeah.
But
hold on, you're breaking up.
we 18 to...
Hold on.
Let's see.
Sorry, yeah. You cut you off at emotional void.
Yeah, it's an emotional void. I was 18 to 24. Let me see. Hold on. Mine's the same poor connection now, too.
The audio's
Sure,
good.
we could.
Yeah, the audio's good.
So 18 to 24, and that was just my life. That was all I knew. So when I got out, I was like, hell do I do? Went to college, and then you get some there, but it's not the same, right? Because you're constantly switching people.
Yeah.
Every semester you see, you make one or two connections that you might have the same classes or whatever, but it's not the same thing as the Army, for sure. Afterwards, you go home, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was a transient student, what they call. I didn't live at, it wasn't living at the school or nothing like that.
Yeah.
Which if you do, you might get that, or you join a sport in college or something like that. But I was 25, 24 when I went to college. So it was a little, everyone's 18, 19, 20. So it's hard to have conversations, sometimes. So I think the Army really needs to focus, or the military in general needs to focus on that with veterans. Because I know that's got to be a lot of reasons why all these veterans are using opiates and are all messed up and doing drugs and PTSD the hell out. You know what I mean? It's got to be that emotional, because at least in the Army you get it. Your boy, you have a boy or a girl.
There's always somebody there. Yeah, that's your friends.
Yeah, every duty station you find someone where this is the person I F with. So even if it's off base, sometimes it might just be some civilian that you meet that just has been part of the military culture and they understand you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you don't get that once you get out, and then you move, and then you go to college, and you move to another college, and it's,
The transition period is difficult.
And you're a badass. Because, no matter who you are when you leave the Army, when you get into a civilian world, and you say you were in the military, especially the Army, especially right after Iraq, people are like, oh, you kill people for fun.
That's the general consensus. That's where that question comes from, and it's the same old question that everybody gets irritated by. It's like, did you kill anybody? Not yet, motherfucker. If you keep asking, I might fucking make a change. And
it's not even the questions, right? But it's the general feel of oh, he was in the Army, or, you know what I mean? Something about me because of that. You really don't know that much other than I was in the Army. Yeah,
and it kind of creates kind of a little separation too, because you're you kind of take offense, you don't know me, but then you're really the same fucking person as that person. You've just gone through some different shit.
Yeah, And then when you're a wild man like me, then they like attribute it to the army, and I'm just a wild man.
Yeah.
Like, the army may have made me wilder, but I was, you know what I mean? So they're like, Jesus Christ, what the hell do we do with this crazy dude?
Yeah.
But so then it makes it harder to even build even more connections, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I wish the army would do something about that. Like, even if it's like maybe going to see, you know, they allow you to go see a dentist and get your teeth cleaned and all this shit. Why don't they let you go see a psychologist? Like, you know, 3 months after you're out, ask you a couple questions, you know?
Yeah, like kind of like a follow-up program or some type of transition program. Like, hey, this is where you're going to be. Cool. Over here, there's these people. We'll set you up and get you going every few months and just checking in with them so they can kind of guide you on this whole process, because it is a jolt. It's as much of a jolt to your system as going to basic training. Yeah. I think, honestly. And
it is.
And every single veteran I've talked to has experienced the same thing when they get out. And that's how me and you came to this conclusion that we should do something about it and try to help somebody, right? Because
well, help each other, you know, and hopefully help other people. I mean, you know, you've helped me a bunch in the last like 2 or 3, I mean, forever, but in particular, the last 2 or 3 years, and I helped you, and we talked like 7 times. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because we had that one day I was driving up to Idaho for my grandfather. He was sick or whatever, and we talked for like 6 hours that day, and we hadn't talked in years. And it was just kind of that where we came to that realization that, hey, you know, your story, my story, we're polar opposites, man. You're Puerto Rican, I'm Mexican. You're bald, I'm gray. You're tall, I'm short. I'm not short, but you know what I mean? Like, I have 2 kids, you got nothing. Or not, you don't have nothing, but you have no kids. And we're just like completely opposites, but we had the same fucking story. We had the same college stories, the same transition stories, the same anger stories, the same fucking frustrations. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was weird how we were able to be different and have these same things happen to us. So it lets you know that, like, it must be happening to other people. And then, you know, you have other buddies, and I got other buddies too. They experience the same thing. They can't go to college because they're too wild. They let everyone know how they feel, you know. They got that emotional void, you know, and they don't know. And I think another thing about the Army is they don't teach you how to direct your focus, you know, because in the Army they give you so many directions that you don't really need to be focused. Like, all you have to do is pay attention. Like, here, uniform, time, you know, it's like 4 things you need to know, and then everything else is figured out for you.
Yeah, and they just tell you how to do it, when to do it, and where to do it. Exactly.
And then, like, if you don't know, then they give you training, literally. They'd be like, oh, you don't know how to do that? We'll send you the training. It's a 3-week course. It starts next week.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And here, now I have to be like, oh, shit, I need to learn negotiation. I got to go online and find books and read and do this, and then this guy's good and that guy's good and that girl's bad. Or, you know what I mean? Like, you have to figure it all out for yourself, and, like, everyone does. But what I'm saying is, when you go into the Army at the age of 17, 18, and everything's been done for you, and then you spend 5, 6 years in there, and then everything's done for you again, when you're out, you're like, oh, shit, I have to do things for myself, you know?
Yeah. If you're getting freaking... You need to fly somewhere, somebody puts in the order, somebody makes the tickets, you go pick up the tickets, you don't buy them yourself. If you're moving, the movers come, they pick up all your shit, they move everything for you. You don't have to fucking worry about transition like that. It's just, hey...
You don't gotta know what company is good or bad or nothing.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, you don't get to pick where you go work, you just go work there and you deal with what you're given. It could be the worst unit, it could be the best unit, it's just luck of the draw.
You know, the good thing is... so not bash them, they do teach you how to keep your head, like, put your head down and go to work.
Oh yeah, they give you that work ethic.
A lot of civilians don't know.
Well, they give some
like
of us...
a shitty soldier is like a really good civilian. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, they give some of us work ethic, and they award others for watching the work ethic of others.
Yo, I got an AEM off of that.
Yeah. So to elaborate on that, when we were in AIT, we were tasked out to build some fighting entrenchments at one of the FTX field training exercise locations that they were building. And so me and a couple other guys, pretty much every single day, were the ones building it, digging, pickaxing, all that shit. And what were you doing?
Well, my mission was highly classified. I was tasked with finding the most strategic locations to not be found by anybody superior to me.
Yeah, so this motherfucker was shamming pretty much for those 2 weeks. And for y'all who don't know what shamming means not doing shit, trying to avoid all detection from anybody who could tell him what to do. And most of the time it was either smoking cigarettes or sleeping under a tree.
Which is pretty difficult because in order to smoke cigarettes and hide is somewhat complex. You would have to have at least 2 to 3 locations so you could smoke one place and then have another place where you go chill.
So he was recognized for his superior efforts of not being noticed and was awarded an Army Achievement Medal.
You know what's funny? Like, we joke about it, but that actually, like, the AM means 0 nowadays, right, to either one of us.
Well, yeah, no, I mean shit, right?
And, yeah, but it really did teach me a lot because I learned, because it's true, like, you really did work harder than me. And I got the AAM. And so that's when, like, I was already peeping game. I was like, oh, you don't have to actually work in the Army. People just have to think that you're working. Okay.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I'm literally getting trained on how to make people believe things.
That was the real lesson behind the FTX. Yeah. That was
the best. That was the best human lesson probably ever with you.
The art of shamming.
The art of getting what you want when other people don't want it.
That should be the title of your next book.
Yeah, there we go.
There we go.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
oh man, I probably could write a book.
This shit is wild.
It is wild. But did you have any other questions and stuff? I think you asked me that one, and then we went on like 19 rants.
No, that was it. Your the last question was where you served and what'd you do. I mean, you told everybody where you're at, and then we went on from there.
Yeah.
I did want to mention though is I don't think many people realize that the Philippines was an actual deployment, that we were actually out there. The public doesn't really know that. You know what I mean? Not that it's a secret mission or anything.
Yeah. We're not working. I managed to get myself on a little deployment.
Yeah.
They made me richer than all my friends.
Motherfucker came back with $25,000 in the bank acting like he ain't got no sense.
Had more sex with women in Philippines than I had in my entire life.
There you go.
Accumulated. The Philippines was like super, like that was my college or whatever. You know what I mean? Like that was my like growing. That was my maturing. That was I became a man, or at least I went from teenager to young man.
Yeah.
Like obviously I'm still lost, but I learned a couple things, saw a couple things. Eyes got
Grew up
darker, if you will.
Yeah.
Heart got darker.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I guess it's a good way to put it. And mine got brighter for sure.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it is a combat deployment, just like Iraq or Afghanistan.
Yeah.
So, on top of not going to Iraq or Afghanistan, I get all the privileges that most, not all, but I get most of the privileges that the veterans get.
Yeah.
I mean, like Iraq or Afghanistan veteran would get.
Yeah.
So that's super cool. It's basically like what we're doing in the Philippines now, or what we're doing in Afghanistan now. That's what I was doing in the Philippines.
Yeah. It was a deployment. It was a technical deployment.
Yeah. And it got to drive around in up armored vehicles, wear tactical vests, have backpacks with M4s in them, walk around strapped in malls. As a 20-year-old. Like, it was fun.
The
It
man
was
they
fun.
chose to protect us was a 20-year-old kid.
A 20-year-old child. Like, oh, yeah, you could probably carry. I don't even think I can carry. No, yeah, you can't carry in malls in the U.S., right?
I think it depends. The law is if it's posted that you can't carry it in a reasonable location where you would have seen it. So if you didn't see it walking in, you can carry.
We had a letter, like, signed by some president or, like, vice president or something saying we can carry everywhere.
There you go.
Yeah, it was fun, man. I was a 20-year-old kid playing James Bond in the Philippines.
Pretty much.
We're the guy that deployed to Iraq multiple times and did real stuff. So, like, at the same time, you know, like, I learned from him, too. You know what I mean? Because he was treating it like we were in Iraq.
Coop was the truth. Yeah.
That's how he was treating it. He's like, yo, bro, we're in a country where people want to kill you. That's how you act. I was like, okay.
Yeah, so I developed your sense of always being on your toes, your situational awareness, hyper awareness.
Yeah, that's what I started learning. Yeah, that's where you started getting that hyper, like the Super Saiyan type.
Attention to detail. You're looking at everything, everybody.
So I'm noticing who's where, why, how, where things are located in rooms, why, how.
What kind of shoes they should be wearing, with what kind of clothes they're wearing, if they're wearing shoes. Because I'm pretty sure in the Philippines they don't wear a lot of shoes in the places you were at.
Yeah.
You were telling me they were playing basketball and fucking barefoot.
Boots, the uniforms. Like, one time we got stopped by the MILF.
Oh, tell me about the MILF.
These weren't the good kind of MILFs.
Oh, what does MILF stand for?
What was it? Moro Islamic
Liberation Front.
Yeah, right?
I think so.
MILF. I can't even spell MILF. Because it's not like normal MILF or whatever. But we got stopped by them one night. And, like, as we were pulling up, like, I didn't notice. But he did, my partner, because, like, their boots were off or something. He's like, look at their boots. And when I saw it, like, I know once he said it, I was like, oh, shit, those are not. And then we look at their patches, and we're like, oh, shit. It was, like, the middle of the night. Like, and we weren't, I don't even think we were supposed to be out. There was, like, a general sense of, like, no U.S. personnel out after dark.
Yeah.
Not that there was real threats, but no point in putting yourself in a predicament that you don't need to put yourself in. So anyway, but he was wild because he went to Iraq. He was like, oh, where's this Philippines, bro? so we got stopped by them, bro, and that was like he had the fucking, like, he had the 9 like pointed at the door. This is before we had the up armor, and like, but you couldn't see it from the outside, and like I had the M4 like in like where your feet go, like covered, because there was a dude on my side too, and that was like as crazy as ever got in the Philippines. Nothing was gonna happen. But, like, if something was ever going to happen, like, that's as close as I got to it. And I was just like, oh, shit. That kind of stuff shifts your mind. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, you start realizing life and its fragility and the ability for it to be gone.
Yeah.
Like, you start viewing it a little bit differently, you know?
Yeah, and that's when you start looking for people's shoes. You start looking for people's...
Huh?
That's when you start looking for people's shoes and start looking for people's shit. And pay attention to the minutia of the detail in life.
Because if he wasn't there, my partner wasn't there, and I was with a guy that had my same experience, we got rolled up on.
Yeah.
You know? So from then on, I started paying attention more, and luckily we got deployed with group guys, so I got to learn a bunch from them, bro. My deployment was sweet. I have really nothing bad to say about the Army. Like, that's why I want to stress, and like, I want to stress it through, like, when we talk, because we're gonna do a lot of criticisms, I hope, more critiques, I guess, so we give like ways that we can fix things, and maybe we can interview people that have ideas and spread it, like, you know what I mean? Because I don't want to bash, because for one, I think most people should serve in the military, or at least some kind of civil service. And for two, like, they really aren't that bad. You know what I mean? There's some bad people in the Army. They enlist and get high ranks and do stupid things, of course, but that's everywhere. But in general, like my My deployment, my time, everything was good. I got demoted. I got an Article 15. I had stripes, and I got the stripes taken. Like, you know what I mean? So, like, I really felt it because there's nothing like losing stripes. Like, if anybody's ever been an E5 and lost it and went back to E4, that has to be, like, the hardest thing, right? E6 to E5, probably not that bad. E7 to E6, maybe, you know? But like E5 to E4, you go from being an NCO to you a fucking specialist. Parade rest. That shit hurts, bro.
Yeah, well, I was the career specialist, so.
I got lucky because I was a cool E5, so most people like still fuck with me afterwards, but I got a little dickish toward the end and made some enemies. So, you know, hurt a little bit more. When you got that parade rest for somebody you really don't respect. But yeah, man. Like I said, I don't really want to talk bad. I want to say
we don't really bash. I mean, we poke fun at the experiences we had, and it's never really the military's fault. It's more of the people. You have some people that were in certain positions that affected your experience, because if a different person would have been in that position, the experience would have gone different. You know what I mean? So, and most people, you can't talk shit about the military to them if they've been in and you haven't. You know what I mean? I don't think I've met anybody who's like, fuck the Army, I'll never, blah, 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 blah. And then somebody else says, yeah, fuck the Army. Well, their tune will change real fucking quick. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because there's pride, there's dedication. It's something, it's a part of you for the rest of your life. It's one of the...
It's an identity.
Yeah. You're a veteran now for the rest of your life.
Because they strip you of it. Yeah. And then it becomes your biggest identifying feature, usually, you know?
Yeah.
Like, if you're a veteran, people typically, like, you know, you could be, like, veteran, like, from Vietnam, World War II. Like, it don't matter what war. It don't even matter from war. Like, you know what I mean? People say if you say you're a veteran, that's always in your title, you know? Most people bring it up.
Yeah.
You know?
And then you can kind of tell, too, like, I don't know if you can, and I think we were talking about this the other day, about you just kind of get these vibes from certain people and you know they were in. And you ask them, hey, you were in? Where'd you serve? And they're like, yeah, how'd you know? And it's like, dude, it's just, I have that vibe. I mean, some people you can tell because they're the ones wearing Black Rifle Coffee shirts or Grunt Style, or they have their black, what's that watch? Their black G-Shock, or their black G-Shock, or their watch is turned around so they can look at it on the bottom of their wrist. Certain telltales will give it away, but sometimes it's just that vibe or that look that just you feel it and you know that person served, and that comes from being, I guess, in the service yourself, having that experience.
Yeah, for sure. You know, when I used to sell cars. Like, what I liked about that was that you like car salesmen sell to the community. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They're the kind of people to sell everyone. So you meet all kinds of people, and like the most organized, like backpack carrying. You know what I mean? Like, they come in there and they have all their papers in a row, like registered. Like, sometimes I ask for a registration to be like, oh my God, I got to call my cousin and he's married. And I'm like, you don't have your registration? Like, how do you drive? Like, you need that. If they pull you over, you have to hand it to the police. You know, and so I would be confused. And every time it didn't fail. Like, if I hadn't found out, I usually would find out early if they were in the military or rapport. But if I hadn't by that time, for whatever reason, like sometimes they were like a reservist or something and they didn't really identify with it as much. By the end, I would be like, bro, did you serve? And be like, yeah, I did like 4 years in the 70s or whatever. Like, how'd you know? I'm like, you have all your papers in a row. They're not crinkled.
Yeah, it's certain things that pick up.
Yeah, just like simple things like you look for detail. A commanding presence, I think, is usually a good one, because, you know, most civilians don't want to be noticed.
That's true.
And like we were taught to like kind of be noticed, you know?
Yeah. Yes and no.
Like when necessary.
Yeah.
Like when you know when to sit down.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we know when to like sit the fuck back in the back and not say a word and just learn.
Yeah. because you got to learn how to lead, to follow in order to learn how to lead.
Yeah, that's one thing Rod didn't know.
Yeah,
They
nah.
promoted that dude to E5. You know that, right?
Huh?
They promoted that guy to E5.
Oh, I believe it. I believe Rod got his E5. That's usually, per par. Not to talk shit about the Army, but that's usually what happens.
Yeah, they're wild. They get stripes. I got lucky because I got deployed, and then they were on a lot of people, and we just have those slots. It's like everything else. I'm like, shit, we need E5. I send him.
Dude, when
you go.
Dude, when I got to Fort Sam, dude, that's all I got. What's up, Patchless? What's going on, Patchless? It's like, oh, motherfuckers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't deploy to the PI when I was in Japan. I was there for fucking 3 years. And then I got there and like, oh, you've been there for 3 years? You ain't deployed? I already deployed twice. And I'm like, okay. Eat a dick? I don't know what the fuck do you just want to lay your dick on my shoulder now? Like, what do you want, sir? I don't understand. Sorry, what's going on?
I tried.
I'm just trying to get up to my floor, Sarn. Why you got like it's 9 a.m. Sarn. I just came back from PT, just fresh shower shaved. I'm feeling good today. You just gonna shit on my chest? Okay.
It's so funny how our experience was so different because when I left Japan, I went to a unit and I showed up with the special forces on my sleeve in Oakley boots, bald and like all shaven. And I already was smart enough, so I just shut the fuck up when I got there, and everyone was just like, "Yo, look at this fucking high speed. Did you see him? He's got the
The Oakley boots. The Oakley boots.
You know, I was a 21, 22-year-old with an SF patch E5. Like, they were like, yo, this is a high speed. And I started drinking again. and L Rod came out. I had balls. F4 drum, I wasn't Rod no more. I had balls to L Rod.
Dude, I just spit out my water, dude. Damn.
I'm telling you, bro, you thought I was wild in Japan. In New York, I thought it was good to curse out E7s and tell them to deploy wherever unit.
Not the fact that they had a 10th mountain patch on their shoulder. Wow.
Oh, yeah. I forgot what patch he had. Yeah, I told him to deploy with a real... I was super drunk, bro. And it was another one of those moments where there's a girl involved and,
Yeah.
And, man, I just cursed out of that fucking E7. That's when I got demoted.
Nice.
Told him to deploy with a real unit. I told him he was fat. Told him about his boots.
Oh, dude. So we got airmen out here, right? Because I live near Air Force Base, and they're now wearing multicams. And every time I see one in the store, you always do your uniform check, and it's just natural. You're not even trying to, and I'm like, it starts to irk me. I'm like, oh, dude, your fucking boots are unbloused. But then I have to remember I'm not in, and it doesn't matter what the fuck I say.
Yeah. At the beginning, you were like that, right? Like I was.
Yeah. General military authority. Hey, you see something wrong, you fix it.
Bro, your hat. You ain't got your hat on, your PC. You just walking around. Because that's what most of the military people I see now. They're like real far from a base because I never lived by a base.
Mm-hmm.
So it's usually like a recruiter or something like walking into Walmart with no PC.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, that's 670-1 changed? That much?
I was like, I ain't know you could just do that shit. I might go back in. That was one of my pet peeves.
Are you just walking and talking on a cell phone now? You could do that? That's what you do now? Okay, shit. I hated to have to stop.
I heard they're wild, bro. I heard they're wild. Like, like we were wild, right? Like compared to the previous generation, but I heard it's even crazier now. Like with all the phones and people be like looking. We used to be jagged lawyers. Remember? We used to look, but we had to Google.
Yeah,
and like look things up. Nowadays it's super simple, bro. They just got their cell phones. They just pull that out. Google. Right here, I got it saved. I got screen. You want me to send it to your mail? Like, you want me to send it to your damn mail so you can have it? Like, you know what I mean?
That's the AR right there, son. I'm in compliance. What the fuck you talking about? Check yourself.
Protect yourself. Like, and then like they do what's it called when you go to the IG?
Yeah,
Like the general.
Yeah.
The IG complaints like be going like through the roof. People just be sergeant, don't talk to me, don't yell at me. I don't know if it's true because you know that you hear craziness, but
I think it depends on the source.
yeah, I mean, I would imagine that the people that are in the military are more disciplined than their same age group in college.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
So it can't be that bad. That's how every generation is, you know. It's supposed to get more lax. I hope it don't get too lax, bro. Some of this stuff is starting to scare me. I don't know if you've been paying attention to what's going on in the world, but it's getting kind of wild out there.
A little bit. I find the older I become, the more I fall into the conservative bracket. I know that much. I mean, I'm not either side, but a lot more of my values go conservative as the older I get, just because the liberal is getting so fucking crazy.
Yeah.
There's there's liberal, and then there's the extreme liberal that's happening. And I think with time, what was once liberal becomes conservative.
That's usually what they say. You know, when you start making money, start paying taxes, and start having bills, like you get more conservative. I think most people probably get conservative with money. Like, I don't think we should be throwing money away.
No.
Like, I think we should be a much more fiscally responsible as a country.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And it should be more and better laid out. I was talking to somebody the other day. What was he talking about? Schooling and all that stuff like that, and how certain people have certain advantages. And I you know me, I always have my, well, if I was king for a day, right? What I would do. So I was like, if I was king for a day, I would make school even across the board, funding, the exact same funding, no matter if you're in the fucking central city or you're in suburbia. You guys have the same quality of school, and not a low quality, a great quality. You know what I mean? Because at least on that, you're giving everybody the same playing field. One thing that you can control is that. You know what I mean? But the way it's set up is it's set up by your property taxes.
Yeah.
So property taxes are higher in certain areas than others.
Yeah, and it's messed up, right? Because it's like what you would have to do is fund those properties, those areas that don't have as much money, with money from somewhere. That's always the debate, right? Like, okay, so I also agree. I'm cool with college being for free. I mean, I see college as high school. That's the way I think about it, because you're stupid when you leave high school. You're stupid.
You're stupid
everything
when you leave
real
college.
clear. Yeah, but I was going to say, you're also stupid when you leave college. But I feel like when you go to college, you realize that you're stupid if you take it seriously. You know what I mean? If you go to college and you take it seriously, you should be like, oh, okay. Like, you have to write 10,000 word papers, and like, you know, it makes you work whether or not you want. Just like the Army makes you brave whether or not you like it. I think it should be free for that. And then you should probably even do you get out at 21, you know what I mean? Or you could probably even do it quicker, like 18, 19, 20, because some of this shit in high school and college is insane. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the same stuff over and over. And because smart people is good. Like, it's not bad to have smart people.
No, it definitely isn't.
And college should just be like a bunch of professors, like people who have studied things and wrote like papers, research, got data, and they say like, I believe X because of Y, Z, and B. You know what I mean? And then there should be another professor that says X is wrong because A, Z, and X. And students listen and watch and learn, and then they put their opinions in. That's what college should be, right?
Yeah, and I think also that you should have real world experience in order to be able to do that. Like, you should be able to have real world experience in order to be a professor. Like, you can't just be from academia your whole career. No,
it should be like, you should be in academia. You should be in the private sector. You should be in the public sector. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you should get experience from everything, and then that's who should be teaching. And there's people like that all the time. Like Harvard and the big schools all have that. You know, like that's where, you know, Obama teaches or whatever. You know, like they have all kinds of Supreme Court nominees come from Harvard, whatever. You know, so they got it right. But we just need more Harvards. Harvard isn't expensive. You know what I mean? There's a bunch of smart professors out there.
Yeah.
I've had a bunch of smart professors that, you know, like opened my mind up,
And see, I've had some,
So-
I've had others that are shun me off. So it really just, it depends on the professor.
Yeah. And you need that though. I think that's why in college you should get shit on by professors, and you should get uplifted by professors. Because you don't know if you're taking a college course, it's probably because you don't know the subject. Because if you knew the subject more than the teacher, why would you be taking it? If you knew it more than the teacher, you would debate the teacher. You wouldn't need to take his class.
Yeah.
Unless you were taking it just what his opinion was.
I feel it.
But the thing is, where do we get that money from? Would Frank and Julian work hard, and then we'll take 3% of our checks to make sure that, Lindsay and John's kids go to school? Because me and you are probably going to be able to put our kids to school. Probably. You know what I mean? Because we work, you know what I mean? We're not going to rely on someone else to figure it out for us.
Yeah, well, you're going to take massive action and make sure it happens. But then the thing is, also, though, sorry, I'm getting calls. The thing is, also, is son of a bitch. Sorry, that's a realtor life, man.
Nah, you're good.
Life.
Now you're good.
Where was I at?
We were talking about the money and how to get it.
Oh, the thing is
and we're gonna.
it's a genetic lottery right now, right? Yeah, I'd rather pay for it because I know the next generation is going to become that much more intelligent and self-aware than, the way it is. Because the way I see it, it's going the other way. And if I have to put 3% of my income towards that, I'm already getting taxed fucking 25% in California, 35% in California. Yeah. And I'm not even fucking, I don't get to choose where my money goes. It goes to whatever it goes to, and we're consistently in debt. So it would make sense to get people smarter that can realize that, hey, we shouldn't be in debt and we need to fix our shit.
Yeah, and I think this ties right in with us because, I feel like a big waste that we have is military spending in general. Not that we don't need to spend it. I'm just saying that's where we have a lot of waste. You know what I mean? I got a lot of waste in my kitchen habits. Buy a lot of things I shouldn't be eating. They're delicious, and I enjoy them while I'm doing it, but I probably shouldn't be eating them. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think that's definitely a place where we could look and be like, okay, do we need to really do this and we really need to do that? You know what I mean? I'm all for being defense. I'm all for destroying dudes when we gotta destroy. If me and you gotta fight, mano a mano, Julian and another man. If that's what it comes down to, that's what it comes down to. You know what I mean? I don't want to get to that. But if we can't solve it any other way, and that's how we gotta get down, that's how we gotta get down. But I would hope that we can resolve it as humans. Why are we throwing fists at each other? Yeah. You know what I mean? And the biggest scale, why are we throwing bombs at each other? We really can't talk this out? Really? With all the stuff going on now, we can have a conversation and figure out, what we need to do over here, what we need to do over there, Yeah. But I think a lot of it is that, bro. And there's a lot of corruption. And I think that, things like these podcasts and, we're just gonna add our 2 cents, our veteran view, how we see it as veterans. Is our opinion relevant? I don't know. Is it valid? I don't know. But should we put it out there? Fuck yeah. It's what the fuck we served 6 years for. You know what I mean? Be able to say whatever the fuck is on my mind. No, I don't like how we do this. I don't like that we do that. You know what I mean?
For those 6 years, you gave up that option. You gave up that ability to put your voice out there to express what you really feel. You had certain things certain guidelines that you had to live by, and if you didn't, it was your ass.
For 6 years, I relinquished my autonomy, my freedom, my ability to think, my ability to express myself freely. That's what I did for 6 years.
Yeah.
That's what you did for 6 years. That's what a lot of people did for a lot of time. You know what I mean? And that may not be everyone's experience that went into the army, but maybe some people feel like they could express themselves more. And not to diminish, because since I got out, I'm way more braver. You know what I mean? Because of the army.
Yeah.
But but my point is that once you taste your freedom being taken and then you get your freedom back, you're almost you put a value on it, you know, or maybe not a value on it because it's invaluable, but you realize how invaluable it is. I guess is my point. You realize that oh shit, when they take this away, life is not fun. It's not fun when I can't choose what to do at 2:00 on a Saturday afternoon. Yeah. I gotta do what? have to do CQ, like no matter what. Oh, okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That changes your mentality. And then you're like, no, fuck that. You can't even have 15 minutes of my time. For what? Like, you know how many hours I spent standing at parade resting attention? Like, I want all my time.
Yeah.
Yes, a minute is important. It's very important. It's very important. It's just a matter of fact. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I need it down to the seconds.
It's not even going to be an asshole or nothing like that, but it's just like, you know, we only have so much time here. And, like, you know, we got to do something with that. And that's what I've been figuring out lately. Like, you know, the military used to give us our purpose, and now I'm making my own purpose, you know? And my purpose is to, like, help, you know? Help as many people as I can. Like, why not? You know? Why not? I have the voice, I have the capacity, I have the strength, I have the mental capacity, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you too. And all of us, and all the people that we bring on this podcast. I hope that, like, they spread messages that are positive and get people out of dark places. Because the last 2 years, I know you were struggling, and I was struggling, bro. I was in a real dark place, like real dark place, like Batman. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
For real, like that's a movie. That's where I felt like I was at. I felt like I was at the bottom of the pit. I couldn't get up, and a couple times, not more. Fuck that. Like a lot of times, I thought about just fucking staying at the bottom of the pit, or maybe just like not even realizing that I'm at the bottom of the pit and like ending it. You know? So like I can't imagine that I'm like a rare breed, and you know my stint wasn't even as hard as most people's. So you know what I mean? I think it's real important that that you know we keep this positive, we keep it good, and we look for people that are going to help. You know, veterans and everyone, but veterans in particular, we need it. You know?
No, definitely. That's the whole purpose of this podcast. And like I tell everybody, somebody asked me, well, why do you do it? And it's like, shit, man, it's a hobby. It's fun. But if I can help one person, then it's worth it, man. Because that 22 a day shit got me, man. That shit's like, there should be no reason. We all go through the same shit. We should be able to understand that, hey, it's okay. We're going to get through it. We're going to get forward. We're going to advance. And, you know, we grow up on this fucking battle buddy system. We're trained on this battle buddy system. And then we get out and we lose contact with everybody. And the people that isolate themselves are the ones that end up doing it. And it's like, man, it's okay. You got people here. We all been through the same shit. So that's my goal, is to have that happen. Is, hey, you know, somebody be like, and I'm not saying tomorrow, a year down the road, 5 years down the road, just one day, if I hear, dude, you helped me out, that makes everything worth it. Yeah,
for sure, bro. For sure. I think I wouldn't even, when you told me that one person sent you a message, it was like, yo, they listen every day and they like it. I was like, for real? Like, we're impacting human beings?
Yeah,
like,
and that's crazy because I hadn't hosted this podcast for almost a year and a half, and then I was like, finally, I kept telling you I was gonna do it again, and then I hosted it back. I paid the $20, hosted it on Monday, and then within the first few days, we had gotten 200 listens over the last 9 episodes that we had, and it's not even on iTunes yet. And so over 200 listens, and a dude messaged me on our Instagram. It was crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah. He wasn't a vet. He was just like, dude, I was just looking for veteran stuff, and you guys popped across, and it was awesome. I was like, damn, that's cool.
Yeah, it repurposes you. It gives you that like, oh shit, like I'm making an impact.
Yeah. And I mean, you know me, I was telling you about my schedule. I don't have the most amount of time right now. Trying to balance everything.
For real, bro.
Trying to balance everything, but
I don't know how you do it.
This is something to me that I'm passionate about, and I really want to do. So that's why we're now. This is episode 10. You're episode 10. You're back on. You're on the show now. You're gonna be fucking helping me run it and shit. And I think we're gonna do big things with this, and not in a way where I think, you know, we're gonna make a lot of money or anything like that. I just think we're gonna help a lot of people.
Yeah, I hope. I mean, that's my. You know, have you ever seen that? What's this shit called? It's a Japanese life philosophy. It's like the 4 circles, and they like intersect, and they like 2 of the circles intersect in one part, and 2 intersect, and then 3 intersect. You ever seen that?
Yeah, and then all 4 of them intersect at the center.
It's called Ikigai. Ikigai.
Uh huh.
I think something like that. Anyway, there's like a section, like I've been like using that, like trying to figure out, trying to get out of that dark hole that we were talking about. And like, they have a section for passion. And they're like, part of your life has to involve a passion for you to exist. If you have all the money in the world, but if you're not passionate about anything you do, you're going to be empty. And, and same thing, like if you have all the passion, if you do nothing but the podcast, and like, fuck it, I'm not going to work. But, the other shit's going to get fucked up because, you're, first of all, you got kids, so you can't do that. Yeah. Second of all, if you did just enough just to keep them alive and said fuck everything else, you wouldn't be good to take care of them,
Yeah, well, you got to fill your cup.
Exactly. So this is the passion for me. You know what I mean? This has zero to do with making any kind of money. This is 100% fun and honest and unbiased,
vulnerable.
And, vulnerable. Open up. All that stuff. And advertisements may not want to be associated with all the craziness we talk about, but whatever. My point is to impact people, make people's lives better, and whatever we can do. Who knows what avenue this opens for other people? How we, what trajectories we change or anything like that. I think and I think we can. Not because we're special. I just think everyone can, and a lot of people don't realize that they can't.
Yeah, no, definitely. But let's end it here. That's been an hour, 20 minutes.
Oh, that's pretty good.
I got some stuff to do. I'm sure you got some stuff to do. I really appreciate you taking the time and coming back, and I'm glad you're back. And let's get this shit moving, man.
Likewise. They asked me, V. They say, Julian, why you do it? And I just look at them. I don't say nothing. They wouldn't understand. They wouldn't understand what we're doing over here, B. They just wouldn't get it.
Maybe you've never been in love like I've been in love.
All right, bro. Yeah, this is good. We'll keep it going. Yeah. Peace out.
Peace out.